Okay, this is World at War 85. It's the Storming the Gap expansion, and we're playing a breakthrough to Frankfort, which is one of the decent size. That's in my opinion, because I like games that have a big footprint size scenarios, which come with the expansion for World at War Storming the Gap. Now, it's actually laid out, there's 8 maps laid out here. The Soviets will be arriving from the east, which is the top of the map above. Germans have basically a suicide unit, this Volksgrenadier, or whatever the Germans call them now, territorial unit that is guarding the river, is sort of right in the path of the Soviet 145th Guards Tank Regiment, which is a pretty powerful unit to say the least. We've got more German units here, but they're all under these crosses here, which they don't mean ops complete when I'm playing the game. They just mean that you can't move to the second turn. I won't be using those as ops complete markers. I will be using these. Reds say you've had your opportunity fire this turn, and greens mean you've actually done your activity for this particular turn. I've played the one of the training scenarios, and one thing I did learn is how not to use a Soviet tank regiment. I made a complete mess of it. Soviet regiments are much more effective when you keep them together and everything in command range. I spread them out to try and attack these 2 objectives in this test scenario. And they were just constantly out of command, and they just got chewed up by just a couple of Abrams units. So I learned a lot about how not to play there. I reckon I got a pretty good grasp of the basic rules, but this particular scenario has a few, well, it has a lot more stuff. It's got battlefield friction cards, we've got electronic warfare involved, we've got off-board artillery, we've got close air support, there are some helicopters as well. And there's a lot more different types of units. There's a combination of American and German units which will be defending the 2 objectives, which are here and here. So if the Soviets capture those objectives, they've effectively opened the road to Frankfurt. I don't think there's anything else I can really say about this. There's a lot of reinforcements come onto the board, so it starts off with very few units, which I like. I like a game where it's like a meeting engagement, because it's not a nightmare to set up. You know, this took me about an hour to set up, whereas a lot of games are thousands of counters at the start. You can take days to set up, which is very demoralising, to be quite honest, at times. Well, that's it. We'll just play it and see how it goes. The interesting thing about this game is almost like playing a miniatures game on a hex grid. That's why I quite liked it. And I'm tempted to actually play this as a miniatures game, which you can do at 6mm, or I could even play it at 15mm, to be quite honest. Right, if anyone's wondering about Montelimar, it's gone upstairs and it will be completed. I was just getting a bit jaded with it. It's a case that it's just trying to knock a hole through the Americans and open a road, which is okay. But I've played 4 days worth of it at the moment. I was just thinking I want to play something different.